If you're a high ticket coach stuck between $10,000 and $20,000 a month, you're trying to scale and you've tried different funnels that just aren't converting. You're burning a small fortune on ads that just aren't profitable. You've joined different programs and masterminds that promise you the world but have still left you stuck. You've hired agencies who promised you massive returns but left you with nothing to show for it. And you feel like you're just working way harder, spinning your wheels, but you're getting nowhere closer to those six-figure months that everyone else seems to be making. If that's you, here's how I can help you. My name is James Conti, and my coaching business does over $250,000 a month in cash collected and over $1 million coming in solely from my back-end program. Meaning, I practice what I preach. And I'm gonna show you how to take my systems, apply them to your offer, and let them scale your offer to those six-figure months that you're after. Yeah, another coaches guru. No, here's why I'm different. I run my own coaching business. It's in an entirely different niche. I had to build this system for myself first. And as a result, I had to prove that it works at scale. As an offer owner who's putting my own advertising spend on the line every single day. And now that I've cracked the code for myself, I'm now qualified to show other coaches like you who are stuck between 10 and 20 and want to get to those big six-figure months, how to do it and how to do it fast. Now here's the brutal truth on why you're stuck. 95% of those scaling experts that you've paid money for, programs, masterminds, agencies, they've never actually scaled a real offer. They've just scaled an offer on how to scale offers, recycling strategies they've learned from other masterminds or YouTube channels, selling you tactics that you have to spend money on that work for someone at some point in time, maybe. I'm different because I actually practice what I preach. When I teach you a strategy, it's not because I heard it somewhere and it sounds fun. It's because I'm using it in my own business every single day to generate clients, cash flow, and make an impact on the lives of the people that I help. And look, I'm not here to BS you. I've had weeks where I've had everything break down. I've had my coaching team overwhelmed by new client intake, and I've had to build an entire new coaching team out within a couple of days. I've had retention rates fall through the floor and had to build brand new ascension systems to save millions of dollars in potential revenue. No coaching business is sunshine and rainbows. I have to figure this stuff out every single day in my own business. And that's the difference between theory and reality. When other gurus teach you something about how to grow your business to those $100,000 months that you want, they're just regurgitating theory. When I teach you something, it's something that's battle tested in my own offer and it works. So let's talk about what you actually need to get to those $100,000 months that you want. Right now, you're probably taking a bunch of different strategies from all over the place and trying to piece them together like a broken jigsaw, trying to put together a complete system. And that's the exact reason why they haven't worked. They're tactics, they're ideas, they're trends, they're fads, but they don't come together as a foolproof system that you can use every single day in your coaching business reliably and profitably. And that's why after years of running my own offer, generating millions and millions and millions of dollars in cash collected, I'm proud to present to you what I call the scaling quadrant. And the scaling quadrant is 4 interconnected systems that when brought together, make scaling to $100,000 months effortless. This is my secret sauce. So let's break it down. Quadrant number 1, client acquisition systems. Above all else, the very first thing that you need to have dialed into a T is your client acquisition. And these are the exact client acquisition systems that I've used to generate over 3,000 clients in my career and acquire them quickly, profitably, and with ease. Now, these systems work for any offer in any niche, and I teach multiple of these different systems or funnels depending on what you need most and what works best for you and your business. And when you deploy these in the right way, you begin to acquire clients on cold traffic profitably. And that's one of the biggest things that coaches screw up. Most coaches are relying on organic traffic to get clients, or they can't acquire clients on cold traffic profitably at all. But the client acquisition systems that I teach you allow you to enroll 1 to 5 new high-paying clients every single day profitably on cold traffic. Remove yourself from the revenue roller coaster of relying on organic content and trends, and allow you to predictably spend money on paid ads and know that you're not going to be losing money by the end of the week. And if you don't have this set up properly, or you have a funnel or you have a client acquisition system that just isn't converting the way that it should be, or just isn't profitable, your chances of getting to those $100,000 months are dead in the water. So the very first thing that we do inside of this quadrant is install a client acquisition engine or fix yours so it's profitable and converts clients on cold traffic repeatedly and consistently. So now we've got that out of the way, let's talk about client delivery systems. Because spoiler alert, it's great to get a bunch of clients, but the biggest thing that most coaches ignore, which is their biggest downfall, is they can't fucking get their clients' results. And what happens then? Clients leave bad reviews, clients don't pay their payment plans, clients charge back. They definitely don't ascend and buy your higher tier programs, which means you aren't as profitable as you could be. You can't grow your coaching business because everyone's talking shit about you online, so nobody's showing up to your calls anyway. And that's the reason why a lot of offers that you see pop up don't usually last past a year. All of that is solved by being able to deliver on the promises that you make your clients. We went from having normal success rates to having 80 to 85% success rates in our first 30 days, meaning in my main offer, 80 to 85% of my clients started getting results in their first 30 days, which in this industry is unheard of. So here's how we help you do the same. We install everything you need to have world-class client delivery. Your onboarding, improving your program flow, installing and putting together a client success team that actually cares and delivers results for your clients. Client satisfaction SOPs to remove refund requests from your vocabulary so that your clients are happy with the money they've paid you, they're enjoying the program, they get the result, and they leave 5-star reviews. This stuff is super unsexy. I totally get it. But when you install these correctly, you go from signing clients who end up hating you by the end of the month to bringing on clients who have an amazing experience, get results, leave 5-star reviews, refer their friends, and ascend into higher tier programs, meaning you make more profit and you have a better business long term. And if you can't dial your delivery in, you will have no chance of doing 3 and 4. So let's dive into what those are. Number 3 is your client ascension systems. I don't need to lecture you. You know that LTV, lifetime value, inside of a business is everything. Especially considering you're the one who's fronting your hard-earned cash on paid ads every single day to acquire customers. You want to make sure you're getting the biggest return possible. If you're at the casino and you're playing blackjack and the dealer goes, do you want to get a 2-to-1 or a 10-to-1 return? You're going to want the 10. I wish that was actually how it works. But the point is, when you are acquiring customers on cold traffic, you need to do everything in your power to ensure that you are increasing the lifetime value so that you can maximize your profit at the end of the day. And in our coaching business, we're able to not only acquire customers and get them amazing results, but we ascend 30 to 35% of those clients into our higher ticket program in the first 30 days of being with us. Meaning 30 days after becoming a client, they end up paying us 3 to 4 times more than they paid us when they originally became a client. Just so that you know, this is industry breaking. And this happens not just because we have our delivery on point and we actually care about getting our clients results, but our ascension systems flow like a river stream. They don't feel like we're taking the client and trying to force them into another high ticket program. We present carefully designed ascension offers at the right time in the right way, with the right framing and the right pricing to get the easiest yes from that client, so that we can continue to serve them and get them better results, faster results, even more crazy results, while we get an astronomical return on our ad spend because we are increasing our lifetime value and making way more profit. And when you install the ascension systems correctly, your clients are happier, your clients get to spend more time with you in your incredible world getting wonderful results, but you make a ton more profit, and it's amazing. You can scale further and faster and take over your industry. Which brings us to quadrant number 4, and that is MRR and retention systems. James, don't those two things kind of conflict with each other? You either upsell somebody something that's high ticket or a monthly recurring revenue offer. Which one do I do? And that's what most people get wrong. They either sell some big 10K package on the back end, or it's some $300 to $500 a month or $1,000 a month recurring community thing. You don't have to do that. You can do both. And like I said, inside of my offer, right now we have over $1 million of recurring revenue coming from our backend, and we've done that for a very long time. And the reason is because we've designed our backend offers to not only require an investment up front, which means that you get the LTV boost that you want, but after a period of time, it rolls into a monthly subscription. Because after a client has been through the front end and gotten results, they go to the back end and they get results, if you've honored the promises you've been making them, you've delivered them the results they wanted, their trust and love for you is through the roof. They don't want to leave. So by giving them an option to stay in your community, rolling out a monthly recurring revenue option for them, and focusing on retention strategies to make sure they never leave, you have the happiest clients on earth because they are getting everything that they wanted. You've changed their life forever. And you're the happiest offer owner on the planet because you're getting a ton of recurring cash. So you can scale faster, take that extra holiday, buy that third house for yourself, and achieve the dreams you set for yourself when you first started this offer. And because we focus so much on the retention strategies to ensure that people don't want to leave, and if there are warning signs, we're able to jump on them immediately and ensure that we get that client to a point where they're so happy to stay for years and years and years. That also gives you the stability so that, God forbid, if something did go wrong in one of your client acquisition engines, your client flow slowed down, you spent a bunch of money on ads, or you put a bunch of money into a bit of a gamble and it didn't work out, you're fine. We have this huge army of clients who love you and are sticking with you and are paying every single month to be a part of your world. I mean, you can weather the storms of a bad week, and you can scale faster because you know that you're hyper profitable and you've got the MRR to bounce back from any failed ad campaign. Now, here's the key. All these 4 quadrants do work in isolation, but when you put them together, that becomes an engine that allows you to print 6 figures and beyond every single month worth of clients and cash without relying on mastermind tips or YouTube video tactics or fads that work today but don't work tomorrow. This is a complete business operating system for high ticket coaches looking to get to those $100,000 plus months. And I only know this because I do all this stuff myself and I want to give it to you so you can do the same. Which brings me to my offer. If you're still watching this video and you're a high ticket coach that's still stuck between 10 to 20 grand per month and you want to scale to those 6-figure months, I'd like to invite you to my Scale Boardroom. And inside of the Scale Boardroom, I'm going to be working with you one-on-one to install all 4 quadrants of the scaling quadrant, all the key pieces that make my coaching business print over $250,000 a month in cash collected, over $1 million in recurring revenue from my backend, so that you can finally stop spinning your wheels and start bringing in the income, the revenue, and the profit that you deserve to be making. I will be building out and refining and optimizing your client acquisition systems. If you've got someone they're working but they're not where you want them to be, we will rip them apart and put them back together to ensure that they are acquiring clients profitably and consistently on cold traffic. I will then build out your delivery systems to ensure that the clients that come into your world get the results that they deserve. So they're not coming in, spinning their wheels, forgetting about the whole thing and leaving a 1-star review on Trustpilot, but they're coming in and achieving the outcome that you promised in your ads, which you owe to them, allowing you to get the reviews, the referrals, and get the client to the state where you can ascend them, which brings us to quadrant 3. I will then build out or refine your Ascension offer. I will install our Ascension system that we use in my coaching business to enroll 30 to 35% of our clients into our back-end program, massively increasing our lifetime value and our profit so we can scale further and faster. I build everything out for you. It's fully custom to you and your offer, and it's going to be one of the biggest money makers you have ever seen for your business. And lastly, we're going to build out the monthly recurring revenue element and your retention practices to ensure that clients consistently pay you month over month over month. They never leave, they never churn, so you have that reliability and consistency that you want from your offer. And after installing and refining the full scale quadrant, I'm then going to work with you every single week on our Scale Boardroom meetings, where every week inside of our small community, I'm going to not only share what's working right now inside of my own coaching business and the lessons I'm learning along the way. I will also be ripping members' businesses apart, looking at what's working, looking at what's not, breaking things down and rebuilding them back up so they can make more money and you can learn from their mistakes and the beautiful things that I do with them. Giving you the opportunity to learn from myself and the other members inside of our community who are scaling to $100,000 months. You will also get access to weekly Loom feedback videos from me, where any day of the week, if you have a question, if you have an obstacle, you have a problem, or you're stuck, you shoot me a voice message or a text with the rundown, and I will send you a full Loom breakdown of exactly what you need to be doing to fix that problem and scale faster. Whether it's your ads, your sales process, your upsell sequences, anything in the world. This is like having me as your own personal business partner, one-on-one, giving you everything you need to get to where you want to go faster. No waiting for group calls or hoping your question gets answered. This is feedback on demand to get you to those $100,000 months you deserve. And lastly, twice a year, you'll be invited to in-person scaling days with our Scaling Boardroom group. These are intensive scaling days where we sit down and go through your business. We review the 4 quadrants and we see what's working really well and what needs some more work so that you can scale faster and make a ton more money. And it won't just be me, it'll be members from my own team and my own offer, sharing what's working for them on the delivery side, on the sales side, on the ascension side, on the retention side. And you'll also be hearing from 7-figure experts who have multi-$100,000 per month coaching businesses, sharing what's working for them and what you should be paying attention to get yourself to that next level. And these events are recorded and sent directly to your inbox in case you can't make it on the day. Now you might have a couple of questions, so let's dive through those now. Well, James, I'm already making 10, 20 grand a month with my coaching business. I know how to get clients. Why do I need this? Well, it's because you're stuck at 10 to 20 grand a month. You've most likely been at 10 to 20 grand a month for months, if not years. And every time you try to scale or increase ad spend or do something more, things start to break. And it's a very vulnerable position to be in. And I've seen it millions of times over. If you stay here, you're either going to burn out, things will break and you won't know how to fix them, or if you try to scale the wrong way, you're going to lose your profit margins that you're enjoying right now, and you're going to fall back to zero. And the people who need your offer to scale and get to that next level. Because only by you making more money can you truly serve people at the level that they deserve. Because if you don't scale, you're forever accepting that you're just going to play small. And again, it's a very vulnerable position to be in. So instead of coasting, scaling should be the number one thing that is on your mind. Number 2, what if this doesn't work for my niche? And it's a great question. You'll notice that the scaling quadrant doesn't have fads or specific funnels attached to it. It's not based on trends or what's popular on TikTok right now. It is based purely on the fundamental principles of every high-ticket coaching business: acquisition, delivery, ascension, and retention. I built this system for my offer first. I've taught it to countless other coaches, and I've never in my life met a high-ticket coach whose offer this does not apply to. Well, James, I'm already spending money on ads, but it's not profitable, and every time I try to scale, I lose money. And that's exactly the problem. You're trying to scale with broken systems. Either the systems that you're using right now just don't work for cold traffic, and that's what I see 90% of the time, or you're just doing them very poorly. You don't know how to write ads that work on cold traffic. You don't know how to close clients from cold traffic because you're so used to organic, warmed up leads who have already seen 50 hours of your content. So even if you're doing some things right on a system level, you're likely just not doing them very well. So when I come in to work on an offer, I'm not only ripping apart and putting things back together, but I'm teaching my clients how to do things properly. Buy the book to convert on cold traffic profitably. When you clean these things up, you are able to scale effortlessly. And chances are that's exactly what you need right now. Well, I don't have time to apply a lot of this stuff because I'm so busy working with clients. And that's the beautiful thing about this. All 4 of these quadrants are designed to remove you from the operations, not add more work to your plate. Because I can tell you this right now, you're not going to be able to scale your offer to over $100,000 a month if you're the one taking sales calls, doing the coaching calls, fulfilling, ascending, retaining. As you scale, you also need to be able to automate and delegate. And as we go through these quadrants, we will build a sales team. We will build a delivery team. We'll build an ascension team so that we can get you out of the operations and focus your energy towards scaling to the numbers you've been trying to hit for the last few years. And lastly, I tried other programs out there and they just didn't work for me. How is this different? Because those programs only gave you one piece of the puzzle. The Scale Boardroom and my quadrant is purely based on what works and what I do every single day to get the results that you want. And not only that, it's been proven to work for me and every client I've applied it to. Meaning, I run the kind of business that you want, and I'm giving you everything you need to replicate that for yourself. Now, before I invite you to book in a one-on-one call with me personally, not a sales rep, but with me personally, this is only for experienced high-ticket coaches who have an offer who are making 10, 20, 30 grand a month, who are genuinely looking to scale and do the work required to get there, and of course, have money to invest into coaching. This is not the most expensive program in the world. This is a second income stream for me. This is not my bread and butter. But this isn't going to be a $1,000 course. So if that's what you're looking for, or you're not a high ticket coach looking to scale, please just leave this page. This is not for brand new coaches who are looking to make their first sale. This is not for coaches only bringing in a few $1,000s a month. But if you're a high ticket coach with an offer bringing in 10, 20, 30 grand a month, and you're ready and willing to scale to those 6-figure months you've been wanting for so long, then I invite you to click below and book in a free one-on-one scale session with me. And on this call, we're going to have an absolute blast. We'll hang out, we'll go through your business, we'll go through your offer, we'll go through your numbers. We'll look at what's working and what's got you stuck. And from there, we'll put together a game plan to scale your offer to over $100,000 a month. And I'll run you through how the Scale Boardroom and working with me one-on-one will get you there in record time. And if I can leave you on one more thought, there's no pressure to scale. You can stay stuck at 10, 15, 20 grand a month, trying random things you hear online and hoping it'll help you grow. But you and I both know that if you're not operating your full potential, truly seeing how far you can take this offer, you're not just letting yourself down, but thinking about all those people whose lives could be changed by your offer and the work that you do. If you're not just doing it for yourself, do it for them. Because the most rewarding part about being a coach is not just the money that you make, but the stories from the people whose lives change as a result of the work that you do. So if that sounds like you're a high ticket coach who wants to scale to those 6-figure months, click the link below, book in a free one-on-one scale session with me. Let's have a chat, and I'd love to welcome you inside of the Scale Boardroom.